In today's Roblox Grow A Garden video, we are going to be attempting to get every single mutation on the Brussels sprout seed. So let's go ahead and get right into this one. So I'm going to go ahead and place my Brussels sprout down here. We're going to go ahead and actually spawn in our mandrakes here real quick. All right, and then we're going to spawn in our apple gazelle as well. And as you can see, I actually did get some mutations done. I AFK'd the Dawnbound mutation again for my Ascended Mooncat. And while we AFK'd, we did get Celestial done, Frozen, Sun-Dried. We have Eclipse, Tempestuous, Shocked, and we have like Aurora, and then we also on one of these we do have the up here I think we have the ceramic mutation done as well. So we did get a lot of the mutations that we normally do, so we could save some time using our Spinos today and also saving time with the jackalopes, so that should help us, but everything else we still have to get done. So first off, we're gonna go ahead and use our apple gazelle to attempt to get the warped mutation on one of our plants here. Let me go ahead and boost them real quick just to help us out, and I'm gonna carefully pick these up without picking up any of our carrots or anything. All right, there we go. So the warp mutation was applied to a sugar apple, which is I think the one we have ceramic on already. So yeah, there we go. We have warp, ceramic, and some other ones on there, so that'll help us out. So we are good. We can go ahead and actually pick up our apple gazelle since he is done with his job, and then we can go ahead and place an advanced sprinkler down right here. We're gonna go ahead and get our mandrake seeds ready, and then we're going to attempt to get the rot mutation done. So I'm gonna go ahead and place some mandrakes here, get some watering cans ready, and then we're gonna go ahead and water these and try and work for that rot mutation real quick. And there we go. We already got rot done on a sugar apple. So perfect. That was the first set of that. And the apple gazelle got us that done pretty quick as well. So we have rot on one of these sugar apples over here. I don't know exactly which one, but oh, there it is. All right. So we're good. But anyways, we're done with that. So now I'm going to go ahead and quickly just grow our Brussels sprout here with my main account. And then we're going to actually work to get a big Brussels sprout. But we're going to go ahead and just hit the grow all button for right now to save some time growing it in. And now that our big Brussels sprout is here, wow, it actually grows not how I expected. So I'm going to actually travel it this way. So where is the Brussels? There's not any Brussels sprouts on it yet. Okay, well that actually works out fine for us because now we can go ahead and place our sprinklers down. So we're going to do Grandmaster, Master, Godly. We're going to get an Advanced in there. We're going to do a basic sprinkler, and then we're also going to spawn in all of our Mooncats here. And then we're going to put in a Triceratops so he can speed up the growth of this thing so we can get a big Brussels sprout to grow. But yeah, it looks like there's no Brussels sprouts actually growing. I think it'll grow right here, one big one. So we'll just have to wait a second for that to happen. I did not know the plant actually grew like this. I thought it was just going to grow like right here. So hopefully we can get a big Brussels sprout to come out of this thing. It's a little awkward of a shape and angle that it's on. It's like me when I sit in my chair like a shrimp and break my back. So hopefully we can get a big Brussels sprout to grow in, and hopefully our Mooncats will help us. I'm going to keep an eye on this real quick, and I'm going to just try and get the Mooncats to sleep on it, drag this around on top of them, and once we get a big Brussels sprout grown, we'll go ahead and get started with getting the mutations done. All right, so we have a couple of Mooncats sleeping here. They're actually all kind of in a neat stack around here. So let's see. I wonder if I can do this, if these will actually affect it. I don't think it will because the stem's right here, but I don't know if these two also affect, like, because it's over those. I doubt it, but hey, it might help. You never know, I guess, you know? All right, but we at least have two. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I think we have our Brussels sprout growing in. I think that worked. This thing is huge, dude. What the heck, bro? Now it's growing over the plant. I can't even see the dang plant, dude. This thing is gigantic. I did not expect this. Oh my gosh, and it's down here too. This thing is gonna take my entire garden, bro. I can't see anything. This is crazy. All right, well, I think our Mooncats are done with their job. I don't think they can even do anything else since this is already kind of growing in. So we're just gonna wait for our Triceratops to hit it now, and then we should be good. I don't even know where we're gonna put all of our carrots down for mutations today, because we're like not gonna have any space. This is literally taking up my entire garden. So yeah, this might be a tricky one to get the mutations like planted and everything. All right, I guess I might as well twist this like this way just so I have like a little bit of space to see something maybe. There we go. All right, well, since this is about done here, and I think we're gonna be good to get this thing rainbow, I'm gonna go ahead and get some sprays set onto it if I can. Let me see. I'm gonna put pollinated. Yep, okay, I can spray it. So we got pollinated on it. We'll do chocolate, wet, windstruck, and I'm actually gonna put a cloud touch spray on it on my main account here just to save some sprays on this account. So I'm gonna spray a cloud touched on there, and just like that we have hold on, let me refresh it. Just like that we have 5 mutations. The silver doesn't count for it to get rainbow, but we have the other 5 mutations. So I'm gonna pick up my Triceratops since it's actually already grown in, and let's go ahead and place down our queen bee. Let's place down our butterfly. Queen bee will cool down the butterfly. Butterfly will convert these 5 mutations and turn this thing into rainbow. And then let's also go ahead and spawn in our golden golden goose so we can get the golden egg ready to go, and we can get the fortune mutation done shortly. And then I'm actually going to go ahead and spawn in my Ryzen here, place down a carrot seed right here. All right, so I'm going to actually use my main account to spray that carrot for the Ryzen to eat. So yeah, that will give us the static mutation, and then we already have the shocked mutation done over here on one of these carrots here, so we can save a shock spray on the actual plant today, which will be nice. But anyways, I'm going to unfavorite this so our butterfly can do the work, and then I'm also going to go ahead and carefully favorite this carrot here, this one, and this one. All right, so all these are favorited. That way our butterfly won't convert those. And then I think I also need to favorite this one up here because I believe this one has more than 5 mutations as well. Yes, it does. So I'll keep that favorited, and that way the butterfly will only target our Brussels sprout, and it's fine. This one only has 4. So yeah, we should be good. So it should only target the Brussels sprout now. Everything else is favorited, so it won't target these. And we're going to go ahead and wait the timers out to get our fortune egg, to get our butterfly, to give us rainbow, and to get our static mutation. So we'll be back shortly. I'm going to AFK for a couple minutes. All right, so I just missed the Ryzen actually eating the static, or the shock carrot, I mean, but he did just eat it, and he did apply static to some of our carrots here, and actually one of our sugar apples up here as well. Over here, we have 2 of them that are static. So there we go. We have some static sugar apples ready to go. So thank you, Ryzen, for your service. And next up, Golden Goose will lay us an egg to give us the fortune mutation, and then we're going to boost our queen bee in a second to give the butterfly its cooldown in just a minute. I actually did just get a farmer merchant, and I bought all the cases in the shop currently. So now I have 3 more gnomes. Excuse me. All right, so the gnome merchant is actually in right now. So I just bought all of the crates in his shop. So we have 3 more gnomes. I just went ahead and skipped the timer for 2 of them, and now we have a 3rd one. So I'm going to add these guys to our gnome collection. I'll have to move these guys over there to our line of gnomes whenever I can. I just can't really move my Brussels sprout right now. It's so big. So I'm at least going to put these 2 here, and that should help give our gnome a little bit more of a boost. I'll add that 3rd one in just a second, and that's like an extra 3.7% chance to get the gnome mutation done. So that will be a lot faster of a mutation as we keep stacking these gnomes up. All right, but anyways, we're going to AFK for a little bit longer. We're going to boost our queen bee, get the rainbow mutation done, and then we're also going to get our golden egg to spawn in. We did just get the chakra mutation added to our Brussels sprout, but it's going to turn into rainbow, so we're just going to let our main accounts Kitsune reapply in just a second. All right, so our golden goose laid a fortune egg, which I moved right there, and our queen bee is now going to cool down our butterfly. That'll save us about 11 minutes, and now our butterfly is going to convert all of this to rainbow, so we get that 50 times multiplier. There we go, and now we can actually get to work. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick these 2 guys up here. We're gonna favorite the Brussels sprout so we don't accidentally pick it up, because this thing is pretty big and I keep almost picking it up so it's so big. I'm gonna unfavorite all these back here so our Spinos can get ready to eat everything back here in just a minute. There we go, and we are good to go. So let's go ahead and start off first by adding some sprays to this thing. So we have Tempestuous already. We don't need that Windstruck, so I'm gonna save that. We'll put Pollinated on this. We'll put Chocolate on it, and we'll also put our Honey Sprinkler back onto it. I don't know where the stem is, dude. It's so big. Yeah, so I might need to actually use a Bear Bee at some point because I can't add honey glaze to this right now. It's that big of a plant. So I guess Bear Bee it is today, because there's no way I'm going to get a honey sprinkler in there because this thing is that gigantic. So I'm going to go ahead and go over to my main account though and add some more sprays here. So we're going to go ahead and reapply Cloud Touch to it, Verdant. We'll put Glimmering on it. We will save our shock spray actually, and then we'll put Luminous on it. So there we go. It looks a little bit nicer now. Hey, there we go. We got some mutations on it. So we have 7 mutations. We normally would have 8 by now, 9 when we get Chakra, but we're having some issues since it's such a big Brussels sprout. Anyways, that's fine. Let's go ahead and get our guaranteed mutation pet spawned in now. So we're gonna go ahead and put our giant badger down to give us the cracked mutation. We'll put our spawn down for the graceful mutation, lemon lion for brain rot, Phoenix for flaming, Cockatrice for toxic, and then we'll also get our corrupt Kitsune in here for the corrupt chakra or foxfire corrupt chakra mutations. And I think that's all of our guaranteed pets. We usually would do pterodactyl and jackalopes as well, but since today we already have Sandy and Tempestuous over here from AFKing, we don't need those guys. So I think this is good. I feel like I'm still missing some pets that are like guaranteed. Let me just go ahead and take a quick look in my inventory here. All right, so I don't really know what I'd be missing because usually I guess we have those other 2, but since we don't have them to deal with right now, I'm gonna go ahead and actually spawn in a Spriggan to help us get the blue mutation done, since it's pretty much guaranteed as long as we have a bunch of carrots that I can reach. So I'm gonna go ahead and plant some carrots around the area. Even might be a little bit harder to get bloom today, as long as the Spriggan chills over here, I guess it'll be fine. But there's plenty of carrots for it anyways. And then we'll also throw in a Kappa. Actually, no, we'll wait on the Kappa. Let's do a Grizzly Bear next, because we need to get the fall mutation done. So we'll do the Grizzly Bear, and there we go. That should be a good amount of pets to get started. I'm gonna go ahead and boost this giant badger. I think we'll get cracked pretty much instantly, but let's just make sure, because he is like, I don't even know where he is. I don't know where any of my pets are, dude. This thing is so big, and they're all like inside of it. I can't even see them. It doesn't help that my pancakes are in here somewhere as well. Oh, they're there. I'm gonna move this over here. So the badger's trying to apply the cracked mutation, and oh, okay, there we go. It is working. We did get some carrots cracked, which is good, and some sugar apples. Actually, a lot of sugar apples are cracked, so we are good. Hey, buddy, you could chill out now with that. We are good. You showed us, man. You're good. Thank you so much. That's a lot of cracked mutations. All right, I gotta pick up some of these cracked carrots now, because there's absolutely so many of them. So I picked up pretty much all the other crack stuff. So there we go. We're good. Let's spawn in some more carrots. Let's get brain rot done, and hopefully we can get the fall mutation done pretty quickly. But since our giant badger is done, I will spawn in a Kappa for now to help us get bloodlit. Hopefully we can get it. It's usually easier to spread out carrots to get bloodlit, but since this is kind of spread out across my entire plot, it might be a little bit harder today. All right, so our swan is now going to give us the graceful mutation. Oh, the bear is screaming, but he failed. But yeah, we're gonna wait for him to give us the fall mutation. But Swan is a guaranteed graceful mutation, so let's see where he applies it. Okay, to this carrot here. Thank you, Swan. You're good to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and move this graceful over here. Now, Lemon Lion will be giving us the brain rot mutation. Okay, it's applied to a sugar apple back there. That's good. Lemon Lion is done. All right, perfect. So now we just gotta wait for fall next and toxic next. So while we wait for those, I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in another Kappa to help us get bloodlit done. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna wait for the Kappas for a second. I know I have them all ready and stuff, but let's do them in a second. We gotta actually get started with our disco bees. So we're gonna start with the disco bees and then the chicken zombies, and then we'll worry about the Kappas, and then we'll worry about the AFK setup as well after that. So that should actually be a little bit of a better setup. Well, we do have 2 slots for disco bees. Maybe I'll spawn in at least 1 Kappa. We'll have some variety just to try and get these done a little bit faster. There we go. All right, so our cockatrice just gave a bunch of pets XP, but they also just gave us the toxic mutation on a bunch of stuff here. So did we get it directly on the Brussels sprout? No, we did not. All right, so we can keep that favorited then. But we did get some on the sugar apples, I believed, and we did get one on this carrot over here. So let me just take a look, and there's got to be a toxic over here, I believe. Oh. And there's chakra done for my main account's Kitsune, so that'll help. All right, so yeah, we have toxic on a sugar apple right there with the cracked mutation, so that's good. So toxic is done. We can pick up these extra, like, actually, I guess I'll keep the wet plants because I'll help our Kappa actually get bloodlet done a little bit faster. So that's good, and we can go ahead and pick up our cockatrice. We already did, actually, and we have 1 Kappa and 1 grizzly bear. I want to try to get these done. Grizzly bear will probably be a little bit faster since the cooldown's quick, so I'm going to spawn in another grizzly bear, get the fall mutation done, and then I'm going to focus on bloodlet and, of course, disco, and get those done and out of the way. So let's see if we get fall done, and then of course we have to wait for Phoenix, Krupp Kitsune, and Spriggan. Those guys should help us get those mutations shortly. As long as the Spriggan chills over here, we should be good. Hopefully it doesn't wander off too much. Oh, and look at that, our gnome crate's good, so that's another gnome we can spawn in, and we can try to get gnome done shortly. It should be a little bit faster, and that way we have like an extra almost 4% chance to get that done, so that should help. I'm just gonna keep stacking up on gnome crates until we can get a 100% gnome chance, so our life will be easy for that mutation in the future. All right, so one of my Kappas just went crazy over here and applied wet to a ton of our plants, but he also just got bloodlit on 2 of them, which is this one right here, it looks like. Is this true? Is this true, Kappa? You get bloodlit? All right, we got bloodlit on that apple. Well, we had bloodlit done on that one, but I just picked it up, so hopefully I can find the other one because I'm an idiot. Absolute idiot, dude. There he is. All right, we have bloodlet on that one. All right, I'm gonna be a little bit less trigger happy and not pick up that bloodlet sugar apple. Okay, that was dumb of me. I am stupid, but we all know this. Anyways, we're good. I'm gonna carefully pick up the other carrots we have here, planting some more carrots down for our Spriggan and our other pets. Our Kappas are done, so Kappa is good. We have bloodlet done. Let's not accidentally pick up the next bloodlet sugar apple over there and be stupid like that. Our Krupp Kitsune's timer is almost done. We're gonna boost him to make that go faster. Phoenix is almost done, and our Spriggan's also getting close. We're gonna boost our grizzly bears again to try and help us get the fall mutation. And we didn't get it yet. All right, well, that's fine. Maybe we'll get disco done. If we get disco done early with one of these 2 disco bees, that would also help us out a lot so we can get ready for the chicken zombies. But for now, I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in another disco bee to try and get disco done a little bit faster, and then we'll focus on zombified, and then we should be ready to do our AFK grind after that. But first, let's go ahead and try and see if we get Foxfire Corrupt Chakra or regular Corrupt Chakra works as well, and we'll get Flaming for sure, and then let's see if we get disco done. We have a couple pets almost done with their cooldown, so let's see what happens, and hopefully good things happen. All right, disco bee, come on, please clutch up. Failed. The other day you got us disco the very first try. Can we see it at least on the second try today? You know, that makes sense. You guys failed the first one, of course, but second try.
Nope.
Okay, well, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this again, huh? You're gonna bully me today. It's not very nice. Grizzly bear, what about some fall mutation, huh? Okay. They don't like us either. Well, at least we'll get Flaming done, and we should get Corrupt Chakra done. I'm gonna go ahead and also boost the Spriggan to try and get Bloom done, so we can have some more pet slots for disco bees and chicken zombies. All right, Phoenix, go ahead and give us Flaming. Okay, well, I think that's the Brussels sprout itself, I think, got Flaming on. Okay, yeah, so we got Brussels sprout to Flaming. We got some carrots Flaming as well, and also our golden egg is Flaming, which you don't really need that. But our Brussels sprout itself is Flaming, so we are good there. We have the Flaming mutation done, so we're done with the Phoenix. We can go ahead and move him out of the way, and we have an extra slot now, and with that slot, I'm going to spawn in one more disco bee, just so we can try and get disco out of the way. All right, Corrupt Kitsune, what do you got in store for us today? Foxfire or just regular Corrupt Chakra, or nothing? Maybe you just don't like us. Let's see what he's got for us. All right, we got Corrupt Chakra on some carrots and some sugar apples, so we're good. I'm gonna pick up the carrot ones as we have it on sugar apples, and that is perfect. Actually, we're done with that then. All right, so our Corrupt Kitsune is done with his work. We can pick him up, and let's go ahead and spawn in our first chicken zombie here. And then once these grizzly bears hopefully give us the fall mutation, then we'll swap those guys out for some more chicken zombies and our Spriggan. Our Spriggan should give us Bloom, so let's just go ahead and wait these 50 seconds. Hopefully the Spriggan comes over here. If the Spriggan comes over here in the corner right here, then we should actually be good and get Bloom done. If he stays over there, wherever he's at inside that Brussels sprout, we probably won't get it done. So hopefully he comes over here. Spriggan, hey buddy, nice of you to join us. Come over here now. All right, good. Now stay over here. Don't move. Don't go over there. Don't do anything stupid. Stay right in this corner, buddy. I'm gonna block you like a basketball player guarding you, dude. Hey, you're getting a little far away. All right, and our grizzly bear just failed. All right, this is fine right here too. All right, give us some blue mutation. All right, perfect. We got it on a ton of stuff here. We got it on some sugar apples, some carrots. I'm gonna pick up some of them just to move them out of the way, but we do have bloom on a lot of stuff, so we are done with that. We are good. I'm gonna pick up this one because save some time later. All right, cool. More room for another chicken zombie, and then we just got to get these fall mutations done, disco and zombified. Then we are ready for our AFK setup. So hopefully these grizzly bears hurry up, give us fall, and the disco bees give us disco. All right, our disco bee just applied the disco mutation to our golden egg, which is actually a interesting pick, but hey, we got disco done. We're gonna go ahead and pick up our disco bees now that they are done and get them out of the way here. And with that, we do have 2 chicken zombies, so we're gonna go ahead and spawn in some more chicken zombies here to max these guys out. And then we'll also throw in a mimic octopus as well. Actually, you know what, instead of the mimic octopus, before we do that, let's actually spawn in our gnome to see if we can get the gnome mutation done while we wait to... Why are you outside of the garden? What are you doing? Get in there. Yeah. Anyway, sorry for that. He's being rude. But yeah, we're gonna see if we get the gnome mutation done while we are waiting to get zombified, and then hopefully we get fall done as well. But yeah, if we get gnome done, that'll save us some time later, and will help us a little bit on our AFK grind, because we can throw a Spino in and get those things moved over a little bit faster later. All right, I barely just missed it, but one of our grizzly bears actually just applied the fall mutation to a sugar apple. So one of these apples in here should have the fall mutation. There it is, sugar apple with fall. So grizzly bears are finally done. We finally have the fall mutation done, so we can go ahead and pick these 2 grizzly bears up and get them out of the way. And now we're just down to our chicken zombies and our gnome, which I'm going to boost this gnome to see if we get gnome done a little bit faster. I think with that, I'm going to go ahead and spawn in our mimic octopus then and a queen bee just to make this speed up a little bit to get zombified done. And then we can get ready for our AFK setup. As you can see, I started getting our AFK pets ready down here in the mix. So we'll do that, and hopefully we get zombified done pretty quickly and get gnomed possibly done. So that way when we do our AFK mix, we can spawn everything in and spawn in one Spino to start getting stuff moved over, and that would help a lot. All right, this whole time I felt like I was missing something, and I just realized finally what I was missing, and that's actually the Peach Wasp, dude. I need to get the Peach Wasp in here to get the plasma mutation done. I don't know how I forgot about the Peach Wasp. I've been sitting here like just not thinking about it the whole time, I guess, but we're gonna go ahead and actually remove the Queen Bee for now and spawn in the Peach Wasp, so that way we can get the plasma mutation done and out of the way. I completely forgot about it this whole time, so let's get plasma done because we need to have extra slots for our AFK pets, and we do need to get plasma done, but that's one of the guaranteed mutations we missed. All right, looks like the extra carrots help because right away we got the gnome mutation applied to a carrot, so our gnome is done. Yeah, the more carrots we get, the better that mutation chance is, which is awesome. So now we do have our gnomed carrot done out of the way, which will save us some time later with our AFK pets, so that is perfect. So I guess I will go ahead and respawn that queen bee for now to help with these chicken zombies, just in case it takes a while to get them done, and if they keep failing, we will see if we get them done now. Let's go ahead and just wait and see a second if we get zombified done, because if we do, we could just let the Peach Wasp AFK for like 20 minutes with the other AFK pets, but let's see if we get it done. Oh, wow, look at that. We got the chicken zombie done with the zombified mutation right away. That's actually crazy, dude. Also, this music is so loud in my ears. Turn that down. All right. Jandal, please fix this. Why is music off and the drenched music just be playing in my ears, dude? I don't get it. But anyways, all right. Well, since the gnome is done, we just have this Peach Wasp. We need to get plasma done, but we can actually get ready for our AFK setup then, because we did get the gnome done early and we did get the Spriggan done early, which leaves a slot for us. So we can leave the Peach Wasp here for the AFK, but we can go ahead and spawn in our Space Squirrel for the Void Touch mutation, Lobster for Molten Meteoric, and then that will convert to Blazing then Infernal. We can spawn in our Spaghetti Sloth, get Sauce Pasta and Meatball for the Spaghetti mutation, and he also has Aromatic we can work on getting. Our Tranquil Scarlet for Tranquil, Corrupted Scarlet for Corrupt. We can go ahead and spawn in our Griffin for the Cyclonic mutation, and the Junkbot for the Oil mutation. And there we go. This will be our AFK setup then, and once the Peach Wasp is done, we can swap it out right away for our Spinosaurus and start getting everything moved over to our Brussels sprout here. So that's pretty good. We actually got a lot of these things done pretty quick today. I'm going to go ahead and start AFKing, and once this Peach Wasp is done, which is a guaranteed mutation, I will swap it out for Spino, and then we'll be good. All right, so before I went AFK, I actually just boosted my Griffin here to get the Cyclonic mutation, or try to get the Cyclonic mutation done, and it looks like we did just get it on 2 of our carrots. So I guess I'll save these just to see if we can get Maelstrom and Storm Charge done, but that means our Griffin's done, so we get our first Spino to spawn in, and our Lobster, I'm going to boost him to see if we get Molten done real quick. Molten? Oh, perfect. Look at that. We got Molten done on a carrot, so that's another one done and good to go. We also got Meatball in this carrot from our Spaghetti Sloths. I'm going to move this over here and move the Molten carrot over here. Nice. All right, so we still need Meteoric, though. We'll boost the Space Squirrel to see if we can get Void Touch done, maybe. All right, failed. And then last but not least, we just got to get our Peach Wasp to give us the plasma mutation, which again will be guaranteed. So once that's out of the way, we can get another Spino in here. Since we did get Cyclonic at least done and out of the way, I'm going to spawn in our first Spino here, our Mega Spinosaurus, so that way we can get these mutations moved over, or start getting them moved over here. Okay, our Peach Wasp is applying the plasma mutation to a sugar apple up here somewhere, so we now have plasma done. So I'm going to go ahead and just real quick clean up some of these extra mutations that we don't need. All right, there we go. That should be a little bit of an easier platter to work off of with our Spinos, and then we can get these moved over to our Brussels sprout. So let's go ahead and pick up the Peach Wasp, throw in another Mega Spinosaurus, and we are good to AFK now. All right, we are finally back from being AFK for a couple of hours, and as you can see, our Brussels sprout is going literally insane, dude. I can't look at this thing. It's hurting my eyes, but let's go ahead and check the mutations on it real quick that we have. So if I unfavorite this and we just carefully zoom in here, you can see we have all of these mutations added to our Brussels sprout, which totals to 37 mutations on this. But if we do separate some here, like Cosmic would be at about 38, Spaghetti would bring us to 40, Ceramic would bring us to about 42, Abyssal 43, Corrosive 44, Harmonized Chakra 45, Gloom 46, Paradisal 47, Storm Charge would be about 49, and then I believe Infernal would bring us up to about, I'm going to say 51, 52. I'll say about 52 because I think there's about 3 or 4 mixed in there. Okay. Okay, and then frozen would bring us to about 53 mutations. So this Brussels sprout has about 53 mutations that would be all separated, but since a lot of them got combined, we have around 30 something. And yeah, that is a lot of mutations for the Brussels sprout, and this thing is humongous, and I think it's going to sell for very well because it's pretty expensive in the seed shop to buy. So I think this is going to be a good one, and I see why you guys were hyped up and wanted me to do this one. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and check it first with our magnifying glass, and then we're going to see if we can actually get amber applied to it. So let's go ahead and get a magnifying glass out, and without further ado, let's see what this Brussels sprout is worth. All right, so this thing is literally worth 4.4 trillion with all of these mutations on it and with the size of this thing, which is incredible. We passed the trillions mark and we're at 4.4 trillion, which is a lot of money. But we're going to try to get the raptors to give us the amber mutation, and if we can get that, we'll see how much more value this actually has. So let's go ahead and add all these guys in here, and let's see. I think they're all boosted already. Yep, so let's see if we get amber in 3, 2, 1. Okay, surprisingly, again, we did not get amber. I don't know why. We just, like, never get amber, dude. I wish they had the amber sprays back in the mutation spray shop, or you could, like, craft the amber sprays. That'd be very helpful because the raptors are very low chance. But yeah, so this is our gigantic Brussels sprout with all of those mutations on it. This thing looks insane. It's worth a lot of money, and this one was a really fun one to do. But let me know in the comments if you guys think the Brussels sprout is worth growing in your garden and if it's worth getting all these mutations on. Also, make sure to drop a like on the video, subscribe. Let me know what fruit you want to see next, and I'll see you guys in the next one.